this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely. First target, first catch, and a first down.
5-yard gain on the play. That's another Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Makes the connection with his running back, Derrick Henry. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. Second and 2.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
To throw is Jackson. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 21.
That's good.
They go play action with Jackson. That one into the hands of Flowers. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to bring up second down. Again, Jackson. Now he'll tuck this and run. He dumps it off for Henry. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
This now a 3rd and 4. Throwing is Jackson. And that'll be caught by the big tight end, Andrews. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson hooking up with Mark Andrews. And the Ravens have cut it back within a score.
On that 3rd down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a first down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the first down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense, that's 2 points for them, but he identified an open target and put it right on him.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
36-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent offer a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Yellow.
To throw, it's Mahomes. No hesitations, they go right back to Kelsey. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Yellow.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Open man here. It's the tight end, Kelsey. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. That's caught left side by the tight end, Gray. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Noah Gray, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Chiefs will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Butker now to add the extra point. He's got it, and that'll make the score 17-8.
Makes the score Chiefs 17, Ravens 8. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Now couldn't take the chance. This will be returned from the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. A good down to possibly take a shot, and in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches. Here's Jackson to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now Jackson. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
I have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
Jackson. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Chris Jones. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Mike Edwards picks it off. And the Chiefs are going to take possession here at their own 33. A nightmare of a first half for him, and that's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with Mahomes under center, anything's possible. Watch out for the deep ball. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he will be out of bounds with no time remaining on what will be the final action of this first half.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half, so make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps, but above all, play your game.
Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1. Play action. Now Jackson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Here's Jackson. A little short one there, caught by Likely. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. So he stopped for no gain. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
It was starting to become a game for him to forget with the interceptions, but that's a step in the right direction. Not only did he choose to run it instead, but he saw the field well and made a nice pickup to get a new set of downs.
This will go to Henry out wide. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
Jackson from the shotgun. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Jackson will throw again. Throw caught by Flowers. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Now it's Jackson. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And the Ravens are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
They go play action now. Jackson. And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Jackson going to keep it. Touchdown! Lamar Jackson hooking up with Mark Andrews. And the Ravens are back within a score. And, Charles, they continue to have trouble stopping him as he's into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, it's multiple series now that have ended with him in the end zone. A perfect plan on how to utilize him best when they get in close.
The Ravens will line up for the two-point conversion.
Jackson here is going to look to throw. And this one is caught. So they come up with a two-point conversion, and that makes this a one-point game now.
Ravens 16.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Now they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter, and the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with
he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
Well, nursing such a small lead, you thought he'd take better care of the football after his last drive. Now for the second straight possession, he's put all the pressure right back on his defense. They need to take a stand and hold that lead.
Jackson going to keep it. That is caught with Sean Bateman. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Henry up the middle. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And he's got it. And the Ravens are going to be set up with a first and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Henry will take this into the end zone. It's a Ravens touchdown.
You think back to some of the great goal line bruisers of the past, the Earl Campbells, the John Riggins, the Marshawn Lynches. I think you can put Derrick Henry right in that group as he scores there with another patented Derrick Henry run.
John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the two-point conversion.
The Ravens will line up for the two-point conversion.
They'll look to throw. Jackson going to keep it. And no, it falls incomplete. So the two-point conversion no good.
Ravens 22, Chiefs 17.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
Over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
First and 10.
We're back now in KC. It's the Chiefs with a football, but with work to do on the scoreboard, they trail as we start quarter number 4. We couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
Teddy Buchanan. It's a loss of 8. Brings up second and 18 at the Ravens' 47-yard line.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. So no gain on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
It's now 3rd down and
Now
long.
Patrick going to change the play. Mahomes now to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. And Xavier Worthy, 46 yards. And the Chiefs answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead. Complete at the 1. And he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they've upped their lead to 3.
Harrison Butker at a kickoff
Now after the
for
touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the 4th quarter. Slings it to Andrews, and it's complete. The tight end has it. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a 1st down.
A gain of 12. 1st down, Baltimore.
Now it's Jackson. Throw left side complete. That's Hopkins. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Play action. It's Jackson. A short one there, caught by Likely. Will go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. That's George Karlaftis who fought his way through the line to bury him.
And it's 3rd down. 3rd and long.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. That one into the hands of Flowers. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 19. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
To throw is Jackson. That'll be caught by the big tight end, Andrews. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
Brings up 2nd and
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly. Well, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. The Arrowhead crowd in full roar. Here's third down. Throwing is Jackson. Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
And the Baltimore first down. First and goal at the 9-yard line.
Jackson. And it's caught. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson hooking up with Mark Andrews. And the Ravens have taken a fourth-quarter lead. Here we go now as we get set for a big two-point conversion. Jackson to throw. And this one incomplete. So they wait for the two, they don't get it. Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Mahomes. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Hey, 57 colors. Fight on these two.
Mahomes to throw it. This is caught. It's Brown. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Mahomes. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Mahomes will throw. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens have just about sewn up this football game. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that, because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off. But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Throwing now is Jackson. Now he'll tuck this and run. Bateman's got it on the crossing route here. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. That is intercepted. And the Chiefs are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. And my, how the tables have turned now. They were trying to salt this one away, but that interception, potentially a game changer.
And I just got to think to myself, at this point of the game, I know you've been aggressive. I know that's your MO, and that's fine. And all those teams
teams that talk about all gas, no brakes, you better have the emergency lever to pull occasionally. They could have used it right there. They put themselves in a tough spot with that interception.
Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide